calling from a 210 number. Who is this?
Good afternoon, Sam. This is John from San Antonio.
John, let me be the first to apologize to you. I will tell you, I forgot today was Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, let me start off with...
all right.
Yeah, okay. No big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
Fine.
I'm going to start with some corrections. There are 14 days until the election. Not
Excuse
13
me.
days.
Excuse me. How many full days are there until polls open in New York, in the East Coast? How many full days?
Yeah, but I mean, when you talk about full days,
How many days?
14 days.
No, not 14 days. 14 days. Polls will have been open for already 8 hours in this city. 6 hours.
Yeah, but I mean, next Tuesday. How many days are next Tuesday? How many days till next Tuesday?
7 days.
Yeah. How many days till Election Day?
13 days.
13 days is Monday the 4th. Election Day is the 5th.
There are 13 days until the election.
Moving.
13 days in a number of hours.
13 days in less. Yes, okay. All right. Okay. Moving on. Yesterday at
people are going to wonder about your numbers after that. You know that, John, right? I mean, if you think it's only think it's 14 days.
Nobody over 5 years old will worry about it. If you were to stipulate how many hours after the 13 days, then you would
Jacob
be correct.
Wall and Jack, what's his face, go to jail for like this type of disinformation? You're trying to get people to the polls 6 hours late.
No, you're the one giving disinformation. You're telling people to go to vote on Monday. 13 days is a Monday. Okay.
There's a famous
yesterday.
Sorry, John. I have to say this. It's funny you say that because on bodybuilding.com, there's a famous, really long thread where they argue about how many days there are in a week. And anyway, sorry, John, the election.
Okay. Yesterday at 8:58 into the show, Sam stated the polling. I don't think I will tell you anything different today than it did 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, or frankly, 4 or 5 or 6 weeks ago. Approximately 5 weeks ago, when top pollsters announced their results after the only presidential debate, and all forecasts gave Harris a much better chance of winning than she has today. Most people who follow elections diligently know this has been one of the closest elections in polling in the history of presidential elections. This is a razor-thin toss-up race that either side can win. Yet, if you look at what most forecasters currently say is going to win, there are only 2 that have Harris winning, and there are 4 that have Trump winning, and 538 just switched to a 50-50 race. Some of those forecasts may be biased pollsters, but they reflect increased polling leads in certain states by Trump. In every forecast, they have Trump winning in Georgia, Arizona, and North Carolina by larger margins than most of the smaller margins that Harris has her leads. I've adjusted my numbers more than any other aggregator in addressing Republican bias polls, and Harris does have a polling lead in North Carolina, according to me. As I said last week, in purely objective polls, Trump does better than when forecasters make adjustment for Republican biased polls. I still think Harris has an infinitesimally small advantage, but I want to go over some possibilities where she can still win if she loses any of the formerly blue wall states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, where her leads have shrunk in the last 5 weeks. The most likely replacement state for a loss in any of those states is in North Carolina, where they have 16 electoral votes. Even when Biden was in the race, I realized that if he wins the formerly blue wall states, and wins the 2nd District of Nebraska, he will win with 270 electoral votes and won't need to win Nevada. If Harris loses any 2 of the formerly blue wall states, she will very likely lose. If she loses Pennsylvania, she will need to win Nevada. But if she loses Michigan and Wisconsin, she won't need Nevada to win. I have Harris up by 2 in Pennsylvania, 0.2, while most forecasters now have her losing there. In Michigan, I have her up by 1.4. In Wisconsin, I have her up by 1.9. In Nevada, I have her up by 1.5. Have Harris up by 0.4 in North Carolina. These numbers are much better for Harris than most aggregators give her. In Georgia, I have Trump winning by 1.9. In Arizona, I have him winning by 1 point. Compared to most other forecasters, these are very optimistic numbers for Harris. I'm hoping that the polling errors that favored Trump in the last 2 elections won't happen again. Last week, I touched on different House forecasts from the top 2 forecasters of 2022 who say that different parties will control the House. When I looked at the other forecasters, it's also tied to the 3-3 split. The race to the White House forecast now has Democrats with a 70.4% chance of winning, which is very much an outlier. But remember that Logan Phillips, the proprietor of the website, only missed by 1 seat in his 2022 House forecast, while the average loss was 13 seats by traditional forecasters. When I interviewed him on the Letter Hack YouTube show last Tuesday, he said that one of the main reasons that Democrats have such an advantage is their superior fundraising numbers. The consensus districts that all forecasters have flipping are New York's 4th district, and this morning there was just a poll out in the 4th district. It had Laura Guillen up by 12 points in the Siena poll, which is an objective poll, over Anthony D'Esposito. This is in a 14.5 Biden district. Let's see. And also, they have New York's winning in the 22nd district, California's 27th district, and Nebraska's 2nd district. All of those are flipping to Democrats. Michigan's 7th district is a consensus pick to flip to Republicans. That was the lady who's running for
Stefanik
for the Senate.
Stefanik?
No, not Stefanik. No, she's in New York. Anyway, she's running as a
not
Democrat.
Stefanik. What's
Yeah. Anyway,
I know
it'll come to me. Yeah.
Slotkin.
She's the favorite to win.
Yes, I get
anyway.
Slotkin.
Slotkin, right? Alyssa Slotkin.
I get those 2 mixed up.
Okay, so if that happens, the number of seats the Republicans will have is 219 to 216 for Democrats, and many forecasters have Democrats flipping other seats. But there is no consensus for those seats. For the Democrats to take back the House, they'll most likely seats that would have to flip would be the California's 13th district and Oregon's 5th district. Most likely district that the Republicans will win will be Maine's 2nd district. Last week I said that between the race to the White House forecast and the 538 forecast, there were 15 seats that flipped. Flipping with only 4 of those. I guess I messed up here. If you expand that, with only 4 of those going to Republicans. If you expand that to other forecasters, that total goes up to 18 seats. The forecast for Democrats in the Senate looks bleak. All forecasters have them losing the Senate, and most aggregators only give the Democrats about a 30% chance of holding on to the Senate. Logan Phillips gives the Republicans a 61.5% chance. And in the Ohio Senate race, Bernie Moreno has a 1-point lead in the Morning Consult poll, which is an objective poll, but has a tendency to lean towards Democrats. And I wonder if the split ticket victories are possible in this era of polarization. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead.
I mean, my biggest comment would be, what was the correction? I mean, we just heard all that. I just don't think that people know who's going to win.
The correction?
Yeah, you said I was wrong.
Well, I don't know.
That it's telling you something different right now, and I'm arguing like it seems very difficult to predict.
Well, right now it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were saying, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But
but you're arguing that 6 weeks ago.
Different.
But 6 weeks ago, if we looked at the polls 6 weeks ago, John, you and I both would say, like, this is just a snapshot in time. This really doesn't tell us what it's going to be. You, of all people, who only uses a 2-week average when you get this close to the election, know that polls from 6 to 8 weeks out don't really give you a clear picture.
No, I agree with that.
I rest my case.
But I mean, the way you were saying, well, no.
I played the music. There's
Can I get a rebuttal here?
Well, not really. I played the music already.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead,
Okay.
John. I'll give you the final word.
The race has changed. The race has drastically changed since then, is my point. There's, like when 538 had a 64% chance on September 18th, that's almost like a 2/3 chance of winning. Now it's 50-50, and all the aggregators are saying the same thing. And every week it's gotten worse for Harris. I mean, it's just a fact, and this is a consensus that's going on. And right now, Trump has a bigger advantage among a consensus of aggregators than, either party has of winning the House. And so, I mean, I'm not saying Trump is going to win. I'm saying it's a coin flip race, but things, are not heading in Harris's direction is the point that I'm making.
No, I agree.
So
I agree. All right. Well, thanks, John.
Love the optimism, right?
Yeah, man. Way to bring everybody down. Appreciate the phone call.
Trying to be realistic here. Anybody's race. Race.
Well, I mean,
thank you.
People should appreciate the call. People should check out I'm not going to say, we're not really, I don't know. We may announce who we're going to have on the lineup at the election show. But it's going to be, rotating cast of characters. We're doing a 5-hour thing. I mean, it's almost not even a show. It's almost like an event. Like, but I mean, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I wouldn't be surprised if John or a John showed up there. People have to see. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.